Hello and welcome to the part 2 of our microcephaly video where we are explaining secondary microcephaly. As we explained before, there are some various subtypes of secondary microcephaly including some specific syndromes, some congenital infections, the fetal alcohol syndrome, the fetal Hayden-Towin syndrome, in addition to other miscellaneous causes. The four specific syndromes associated with secondary microcephaly are Rett, Sickle, and Angelman syndromes, in addition to encephalopathy syndromes associated with severe seizure disorders. There are some congenital infections which are cytomegalovirus, rubella, and toxoplasmosis. There are some miscellaneous causes like radiation, meningitis, metabolic causes, hyperthermia, the HIE, and malnutrition, in addition to the fetal alcohol and fetal Hayden-Towin syndromes. To memorize the names of the three specific syndromes associated with secondary microcephaly, we can imagine an Angelman called Rett holding a sickle. It's a fun way to remember them. Here we come to the congenital infections that can lead to secondary microcephaly. First of all, we come to cytomegalovirus. Well, these congenital infections do not only cause microcephaly, they can cause other manifestations as we can see here. To start by the cytomegalovirus, it can also cause chorioretinitis, petechial rash, deafness, hepatosplenomegaly, seizure disorders, as well as the specific neurological manifestations which are CNS calcification and microgyria, as we can see in this picture. As for the rubella, it can also cause chorioretinitis, purpura, hepatosplenomegaly, as well as growth retardation, congenital heart disease, deafness, cataract, and chorioretinitis. As for the specific neurological manifestations, it can cause perivascular necrosis, polymicrogyria, heterobia, and some ependymal cavitation. Here's a picture of purpura and congenital rubella syndrome. And here's a picture of subependymal cavitation. Here we come to the toxoplasmosis, which can cause a variety of manifestations too. It can cause purpura, hepatosplenomegaly, jaundice, convulsions, hydrocephalus, cerebral calcifications, and chorioretinitis. As for the fetal alcohol syndrome, where the baby's mother used to drink much alcohol during pregnancy, the baby might have ptosis, absent philtrum, and hypoplastic upper lip, as well as congenital heart disease, feeding problems, and growth retardation. Here's another picture of the fetal alcohol syndrome. As for the fetal Hayden-Towin syndrome, the baby might have cleft lip or palate, microcephaly, and mental retardation. There are some special features which are inner epicanthic folds. There are some specific features or facial features which are inner epicanthic folds, broad nasal ridge, anteverted nostrils. There are some specific features which are inner epicanthic folds, broad nasal ridge, and anteverted nostrils, as well as hypoplasia of the distal phalanges and growth delay. Here are some other pictures of fetal Hayden-Towin syndrome. Last but not least, we come to the miscellaneous causes of secondary microcephaly, which can be abbreviated in three main letters, which are R, M, and H. The M is repeated 3 times and the H is repeated twice. Radiation can cause secondary microcephaly, especially before 15 weeks of gestation, which is in the first trimester. as for meningitis, as well as encephalitis and cerebral infarcts, they can be a cause of secondary microcephaly. Metabolic disorders too can play a role here, such as maternal diabetes mellitus and maternal hyperphenylalaninemia. One of the longest words in English, hyperphenylalaninemia. Malnutrition is a controversial cause, and hyperthermia and HIE can also play a role. So, the miscellaneous causes of secondary microcephaly can be classified into prenatal and the postnatal, as we can see here. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel, and goodbye.